Hi, this is Greg Weeks for Graphics Programming Assignment 4. So I'm just going to start off with number 1 here. As you can see, I've created an optimized version of the color selected 3D shader, and I've created a class for it. So yeah, it's pretty much what you asked for. Here we're taking in the world matrix and then multiplying the camera's view matrix by the projection matrix, and then we're taking in the color, as you can see here. So we've got the WVP, which is just the world view times projection, and the selected color, and those are the only two things that we are putting in the constant buffer here. Let me just run it real quick so you can see that it's working. And there we go, we're getting the white cube. Yeah, so this is what it looks like in the DX app. Yeah, so we're just passing in the world, view matrix, projection matrix, and then the color. So one thing that I had to do, I got stuck on one part because I was working off of this new shader file that I created, and I actually had to just copy over everything that I did from this file into the already existing color selected 3D.hlsl file. So as you can see, these two files are identical, and in the actual CPP file here, I'm passing in color selected 3D, not color selected 3D optimized, because for whatever reason that causes a null reference exception somewhere, even though these files are identical. Yeah, and I was stuck on that for like 2 hours, and I don't know how to figure that out. But yeah, just copying it over into this works, as you can see. Okay, so let's move on to number 2. Alright, sorry about that. Just run that real quick. Alright, so we got 5 different colored cubes, and let's see if I did this the correct way. Alright, sorry, I should have had this running. So, now we're just doing the view and projection matrix kind of clamped into one, because in the dxapp.cpp, I gotta scroll all the way down here. Jeez, I really should have this prepared. Okay, so I just have a for loop in the draw scene, and yeah, what we're doing is just looping through an array of models that I have, and I also have an array of world matrices and colors, and we're just passing that through for each of the 5. But before we're doing that in the for loop, we're just taking the view times projection matrix of the camera and then passing that in, so we don't have to do this multiplication every single time. Yes, that's pretty much all I did for that. I didn't really change the shader file itself, just the shader class to account for those two things. And as you saw, it was rendering correctly. Alright, so on to number 3. Okay, so we have the create unit pyramid rep texture. Alright, just see if this is working correctly. Alright, and I'm not using the sample texture that you gave us on the actual assignment, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct wrapping that you wanted. Yeah, so on all the faces it kind of like slides off, and it's at I think it's 0.5 over here. Yeah, so the wrapping looks correct to me, and this is my actual implementation of the texture wrapping. So I have 19 vertices. I think I actually have too many there. I don't think I actually need 19. I could just actually count them. Actually, yeah, that's probably correct. So, yeah, the main issue is just figuring out this pattern here, the 0.501101. Yeah, and it just took a bit of looking at the slides to figure that out. Yeah, honestly, this was more just kind of the tedium of figuring out these patterns, uh, rather than like the understanding of what's going on here, because it was like looking at the slides, it was pretty easy to understand like the texture wrapping itself and the vertices and the triangles, because we've been doing this for a while. But it was just like, you know, actually going through and figuring out the numbers. Um, and unfortunately, that's as far as I got this week. I just ran out of time. Um, yeah, can attribute that to my flu, and I'm going to be working day in and day out until the next assignment is due, to catch up. All right, so I will see you next week.